Hello, friends, and welcome back to r/Tales from Retail. And our first story. Why can't I buy that already sold TV? You know, I'm not even mad at this customer. I'm just concerned for their mental state. Today was a public holiday in Australia, and unfortunately I was rostered on despite not volunteering. I didn't mind because of the pay rates, but at the same time I knew today was going to be a nightmare. I was right. 10 minutes into my shift, I had a pair of men come up to me asking to purchase one of our 65-inch TVs. These men didn't expect to buy a TV today and were not prepared to see that we had a really good deal, so they were discussing options on how they could take it home since their car wasn't big enough to fit a large TV inside. Since I wouldn't be able to do a home delivery until early next week, I happily agreed to let them pay for it but keep it behind the counter with me while they went to borrow their friend's car, which was big enough to fit the TV into. I do this occasionally as there's no real harm with it. Customers know that anything behind the counter is not to be touched and is store business. Well, usually this is the case. Instead, here Karen comes in. Typical older woman with the mission of ruining everyone's happiness. 20 minutes after these guys left, I had come back to my counter. I ducked out the back real quickly to speak to my manager about something, to see Karen pulling on the 65-inch TV by herself as a young teenage girl looks on behind her. Me. "Excuse me, ma'am, but you can't touch that." I called out to her immediately. "Would you also mind stepping out of here, please? This area is for staff only." Karen. "Oh, sorry, it's just that there are no more of the 65-inch TVs on the shelf, and I wanted one. I saw it here, so I was just going to take it to save you from looking." Me. "I appreciate it, but this TV is actually being picked up soon. It's already been sold. I can have a look if we have any more, though." I was kind of annoyed as this woman had ignored the obvious separation between the shop floor and the staff area and had stepped into my work area where she could have touched or damaged our equipment she isn't trained to use. The TV itself also weighs about 40 kilograms, and this woman was smaller than me, and I struggled pulling it myself. She could have tilted it the wrong way and let the box fall, which would have damaged the screen. I wanted to avoid a disagreement since I basically told this woman to F off, and since the public holiday rush had died down a little, I decided to see if I could get another TV for her. I normally wouldn't do that when it was more than a little busy since these TVs were really heavy and I'm not strong enough to get them off pallets by myself. I bring Karen over to my computer and I check our system where it appears we only have one in stock. It was the display, meaning we didn't have any left. Oh, how I love my luck. Me. "I'm sorry, but we don't have any more in stock at the moment. I can check any other nearby stores if you like." Nearby branch is only 10 minutes away. Karen. "No, I can't travel there. I need it from here. Can't I just take this one and you can send those other people to the other store?" Me. "No. Sorry, but they've already purchased the TV and it's theirs. Is there any other TV you're interested in? We also have the other brand 65-inch TVs. Karen. "No, I want this one." At this point, I genuinely didn't know what to do. I had told her multiple times that the TV was sold, and I was polite in telling her that she couldn't take it, yet Karen was only getting annoyed, and the teenage girl with her was over at the phone cases we sell and was visibly grabbing random ones, looking at them and dropping them to the bottom of the shelf instead of putting them back. Me. "You can't have this TV. It isn't for sale. I think other retail store in center sells them. Go check with them." Luckily, Karen only gave an exaggerated sigh and stormed off. The two guys came in about 20 minutes later to pick up their TV, and they thanked me for being a lifesaver for allowing them to do that. I guess in public holidays you win some and you lose some. I hope Karen didn't get her TV. Can't follow directions? Okay, no refund then. So this happened several years ago. I spent 8+ years working in a craft store, and I have a ton of crazy stories. Crafters are savages. This story took place in early September. I was a customer experience manager. It was about mid-afternoon, and I was training a new cashier in preparation for the holiday season. This woman comes in, mid-40s, brown hair, face positively red with anger. She has 2 large garbage bags and storms over to the till. I instantly know this is going to be bad, and I tell my new cashier to just watch and I will deal with this. Now, one thing to know is that I am the bomb at customer service. My coworkers joke that I ate icing for breakfast to make me so cheerful, so this sourpuss wasn't going to faze me. Before I can even greet her, she starts yelling. C for customer. C. You sold me defective aprons, and I want a refund right now. Me, looking at the 2 bags on the ground full of aprons, all clearly coming apart at the seams and tattered to hell. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Do you have your receipt with you? She then proceeds to slam down 2 receipts onto the counter. One is our obnoxiously long receipt with the easily 100 aprons on it. The other is a place I didn't recognize. Me. Oh, this isn't one of our receipts. I don't need that. C. Reaching in the bag to yank out an apron and pointing to the embroidered crew across the front. That's the cost you owe for the embroidery. I stared for a moment as she began to say she wanted her money back, free new aprons, the cost of the embroidery refunded, and for us to cover the cost of the new embroidery. Oh boy, this was going to be fun. Me. I'm sorry, but we actually can't refund the embroidery. The best we can do is either do an exchange for new aprons or... She cut me off screaming. I don't remember all of it, but it was something along the lines of that it was for a big school program and it isn't in the budget and that she was going to sue us. I just took a breath. Me. Okay, ma'am. How about we deal with the aprons first? Can you tell me what happened to them when they fell apart? Now, I was figuring we would do an exchange and either give her an additional store credit or maybe some sew-on lettering to help ease her anger. After all, good customer service is something I pride myself in, and if they were defective, it was our fault. C. We had just finished the first set of cooking classes and I threw the aprons in the washing machine and they came out like this. Me. Suddenly knowing exactly what happened. I see. Hey, coworker, can you run and grab me the item off the shelf, please? The woman continued raving while I took out an apron and looked at the tag. My coworker came cackling and I flipped over the packaging. Aha. Me. Pointing to both the label on her aprons and the packaging for the sets of aprons. Ma'am, these are hand wash only. C. I know, but I have over 100 aprons. I don't have time for that. I stared, baffled for a moment. Me. So you knew before you threw them into the washing machine that they were hand wash only? C. Yes. As I said, I don't have time to hand wash them. Me. I'm sorry, ma'am, but you knowingly didn't follow the washing directions. It's no wonder they fell apart. We won't be refunding you anything today. She proceeded to dump the aprons on the ground, throw a few at me, scream at the top of her lungs about suing us, boycotting her store, and something to the effect of, "You don't know who I am, I will destroy you," and left. We just gathered the aprons up and put them in the back in case she ever came back for them so that she wouldn't try to say we stole from her. Never saw her again, never got sued or boycotted. Still the wildest experience I ever had. Customer claims he just went to a store of mine that has been closed for 3 months. It happened today, guys. A while ago, a couple purchased a table with me, but a month later they decided they wanted to return it because they no longer liked it. I informed them that they could only have store credit for the return table and explained that they could visit any of my other 3 franchise locations to browse for options that I didn't have. Well, today the wife came storming into my store demanding her money back for the table. I explained that I couldn't do that and explained the entire protocol again. Well, I'm going to get my husband and he will have something to say about this. Cue the husband coming in and explaining the same frustrations. I tell him time and time again that the best offer is for him to take the amount as store credit and find something else to exchange it for. This is where it gets great. At this point, my boss, who will put an angry customer in their place, steps in to save me. Husband. Well, there's nothing else to exchange it for. I've been to your other store. Boss. Which one did you go to, sir? Maybe I can point you toward one with better options for what you're looking for. We drove an hour and a half to some other town and they didn't have anything worth looking at. Wait, when was this? A week ago? So not even that long? Well, in that case, I can understand why you didn't find anything because that store is full of water and has no roof or furniture. A tornado demolished it 4 months ago. Yeah, that's what I meant, the tornado. We looked before that. We were in there before the tornado. So you went there in April? Yes. and then came in here 3 months afterward and didn't know we had that store at all. Well, am I getting the refund or not? I had to walk away because I nearly snorted at how severely he got called out. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments if you want more, and see you next time.